Welcome, Voyagers. I am Lieutenant Allen. I am in the US Enterprise, and we will go to the final frontier. And today we will be reviewing Ultimate Super7 Commander Riker from Star Trek. Let's begin! Super7 Ultimates, Star Trek The Next Generation, William Riker. Okay guys, we finally get to review our very first Star Trek The Next Generation figure. What better way to kick off than with William Riker. Number 1. He's the number 1 to be reviewed in my channel, guys. Haha. Here we have the outer box. Let's start with the front of the box. And in the center we have the classic Star Trek logo, which is like a triangular spaceship, guys. And on the background we have space, a new frontier. It's space with stars and galaxies, guys. And below we have the name Riker. And of course this is a sleeve box, so you can lift the box and put it back. Now let's check out the first side of the box. Here we have all covered in stars and galaxies, guys. Very nice. Now let's check out the back of the box. We basically again have space background. We can see stars, nebulas. And on the center we have Star Trek The Next Generation in big letters. And below we have the logo of Star Trek Universe and Super7. And on the other side of the box we have the same starry background, very nice, with a nebula there. And we're back to the front of the box. Okay guys, here we have the first officer of the USS Enterprise. The poker player and the sometimes rebel who regularly doesn't follow the chain of command, guys. And of course, here we have the window box, where we can see the figure itself and his accessories. I very much like this box because it kind of looks like a window of the USS Enterprise. Below we have the Star Trek The Next Generation logo in big letters, guys. And below that we have the name Riker. Now let's check out the side of the box, which is an extension of the front of the box, where you can see a glimpse of the figure. And the rest is just plain black. Now, let's check out the back of the box. Here we have a simulation of the computer system records of the Enterprise with Commander Riker's information, just as we would see in the computers of the USS Enterprise. Let's check out the other side of the box. We have once again an extension of the front of the box. You can see part of the figure and the rest is just plain black. And we're back to the front of the box. Let's check out now the blister box, guys. Alright guys, here we have the blister box. We can appreciate the figure itself even more and his accessories. Can't wait to review the vanilla pose. What would the young Alan have thought at owning a Ultimate Super7 William T. Riker? I would have been absolutely delighted since I collected the Playmates vintage Star Trek figures. I remember owning William Riker himself, Data, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, amongst others. Anyways, let's check out the Ultimate Super7 William Riker. And here he is wearing his classic red uniform. We must remember Starfleet officers that wear red mean they are commanders or captains. So he has black areas on the shoulders, as you can see here, and on the pants as well. And the uniform's sleeves and abdominal area is of course colored in red. On his chest, he's wearing the Starfleet Delta insignia, which is a badge and also a communicator. Now, let's check out the head sculpt. As you can see, the hair is nicely sculpted. Commander Riker always combed his hair in a clean fashion. He also wore his signature beard. Commander Riker has blue eyes, and his eyebrows really stand out, as they have really painted nicely the eyebrows, guys. There are, however, some very visible flaws. The most notable on his left side of the face. There seems to be a brown line next to the beard, which should not be there. Also on his left eye, there's white painting missing. And also on his right side of the hair, there is lack of brown painting, guys. These significant flaws are not too tragic, but we must point them out, guys. And that's it for the vanilla pose. Now let's check out the articulation for this figure. Okay guys, let's check out Commander Riker's articulation. And let's start with the head sculpt. As you can see, the head doesn't really go down, guys. But it does go up a bit. The head, however, can turn to the left, like this. And it can turn to the right, like this. And the head tilts to the left and tilts to the right. Now let's check out the torso articulation. The torso can move forward and it can move backwards just a bit as well. And the torso can move left and it can move to the right very nicely as well. Now let's check out the arm articulation. The arm moves forward and the arm moves backwards. And the arm can move out very nicely. And we also have a bicep cut. You can move the bicep just a bit. And Riker has a single jointed elbow articulation. The elbow can move up and straight back like this. Then we have hand articulation. Well, it cannot really move up or down, but the hand does rotate very nicely. Finally, we have leg articulation. The leg moves forward. The leg also moves backwards, just a bit. However, the leg can move out, like this, very nicely. Riker has a single jointed knee articulation. You can bend the knee like this. Then you have foot articulation. You can move the foot down and up. That's it, guys, for Commander Riker's articulation. Now let's check out the accessories, guys. Okay guys, here we have the accessories for Ultimate Super 7 Commander Riker. Let's start with Captain Picard's toy doll. And this is from the episode where children on board the ship to celebrate their captain. Celebrates Picard's day. And of course, William Riker almost takes the toy doll with him to the bridge, whilst he mocks Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Next we have Commander Riker's classic trombone. Nicely sculpted. Very much the right size for the figure. Super 7 has included the trombone mute. It's very cool that Super 7 actually included this in the accessories. Next we have a Starfleet issued weapon. We're talking about the phaser, guys. A classic weapon for Starfleet officers. Next we have a deck of cards. If you want to display William Riker playing poker along his teammates like Data, even Jean-Luc Picard himself often played poker. Next we have the extra head sculpt. This is the smiling face. So we get a smiling face and a normal, serious face, guys. Now let's check out the alternate hands. We have first here a hand with a fan of cards. Next we have a hand for holding the deck of cards, guys, probably, or perhaps the trombone itself. We have here another hand for holding the phaser, for example. And we have a hand for giving commands, especially if he's in charge of the bridge in the USS Enterprise D. And then we have a couple of gripping hands, one gripping hand here, one gripping hand here as well. You can also use these gripping hands to hold the phaser, perhaps to hold the trombone as well. And that's it for Commander Riker's accessories, guys. Okay guys, obviously we have here the first officer of the USS Enterprise D, and William Riker's first appearance was on episode 1, season 1. He was there waiting in Farpoint Station to be picked up by the USS Enterprise and join Captain Picard in a Starfleet space exploration. I think what caught my attention about William Riker was what he said to Captain Jean-Luc Picard, that he will put Starfleet regulations aside if a captain is in danger. So his top priority is the safety of the captain. This is what Captain Jean-Luc Picard took into account when he called him to join his Starfleet space exploration team, guys. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this review. I have very much enjoyed reviewing my favorite character from Star Trek The Next Generation, William Riker. Let me know what you think about the figure in the comments. Do not forget to give a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.